Very gracious welcome to you, ladies and gentlemen, and happy Mother's Day to all my mothers out there. I want you to understand that we love you. We're striving, we want to make you proud, and I pray that God Himself will keep you to the point where your children will make you proud, alright? I like you to claim that. Amen, Amen, whatever religion you are of. And then happy birthday to myself, and I want to take this opportunity to thank as many people that celebrated me. Personally, my birthdays are really not times I look forward to. Instead of celebrating, right, to me they are more times of reflection. I use it to think, I use it to plan, to strategize, to weigh myself, to know how far I've come, where I'm going, They're really times of deep thoughts for me, right? So, but that doesn't mean I'm stupid to not know that, you guys are sincerely and truthfully celebrating me out there. I've gotten messages from people. Thank you very much. I do not take it for granted. I am very much appreciative of your effort, of your love, of your care, of your thoughtfulness, right? I do not take it for granted. But then, as always, I have a burden today. And today, I please want you to listen to me and pay really close attention to what I have to say today. A story writer was once narrating a story, and he said there was a woman, a supposed wife to a prophet, and she came up to a man of God, a Christian man of God, and she said to the man of God, my husband is dead. And before he died, he was owing some people great sums of money, and they've come right now to take my children to them to become slaves. And the man of God was concerned, and so he turned to the woman and asked the woman, said, "Woman, what have you in your house?" Now, Sila, think about that. So this man of God is purported to have powers, spiritual powers. He could speak things into existence, as hard as that would be for you to believe. The woman acknowledged that he could be the solution to her problem, right? So she was not oblivious of his status. She came up to him and she was like, "I need a solution. I am tired of the way things are going, of the way things are and the way they are going. I acknowledge that you are the authority figure. You can bring a solution to me." And this man of God downplayed himself seemingly. "I don't have what you want. I cannot do magically what you want me to do. But something can be done. And the thing that can be done is in your custody." That was what played out. What have you in your house? And the story went on, and the woman actually said, "I have nothing in my house but a jar of oil." And the man of God, with that jar of oil that she had, "Nothing in my house," but it was overlooked. She downplayed it, insignificant, irrelevant to her. "I have nothing in my house but this. I have nothing in my house but this. I have nothing in my house but this." I'm speaking to you right now. "I have nothing in my house but this." That thing you have, that's exactly what's going to bring about the miracle, right? So here's my question, and that's exactly the title of today's session with you. What do you have? What do you have? Ask yourself that question very deliberately. I know you can complain. There are legitimate reasons for which you should complain. Things are not going, you are not better into the right home. You think if you came from a well-to-do family, you could be doing better than you're doing right now. Chaos is in your life. And you have legitimate reasons to blame the leaders of your country, blame the leaders of your local government, blame your parents. As insane as that is, I was a victim of that, blaming my parents. And this is a confession to us, right? You blame your parents. If they're better people, I could be a better person. I could have better opportunities. You can do all of that. But what do you have? That's what you should settle down on right now. I know those are let's assume those are legitimate concerns, right? You are right. Your parents, by your definition, are morons. Your leaders are stupid. I agree with that. But what do you have in your house? What do you have? Ask yourself, what do you have within yourself? What can you bring out? What is present? Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is a gift. And that's exactly why it's called the present, right? So I'm asking you this question. What is present within you? What can you use? What can you multiply? And the big mistake about this is that many of us trivialize what we have. You have the ability to sing. You only sing in your bathroom. And then you go and say, no, there is nothing happening in my life. I'm not special. There's nothing special about me. Really? Really? There's nothing special about you. You have the ability to speak. You have great leadership prowess. You do things so meticulously. You're so organized. I have nothing in me. So I'm asking you right now, and I'm just bringing, what I'm suggesting is not the limited extent of potentials that could be locked in you, right? This is just to cause you to think, to elaborate in your mind, to have it reverberate in your head. What do I have? What do I have? What do I have? You know, I believe it was Mother Teresa that said that don't complain about the death in the world, right? It will never vanish. But if you wake up and you sweep your corridor, your neighbor wakes up, he or she sweeps his corridor. One day you're going to wake up and you find out that the world is clean. That's it. You need to own the light in you first. And trust me when I tell you this. If you're not doing the best with what you have, more cannot be entrusted to you. Now, you think about that. That's not my saying. You think about that. Imagine you gave somebody something and he or she is supposed to, do better things with what you gave him or her. That's your intent. Do more with it. I'm giving you this little, do more with it. When I come back, I can reward you farther than this. But then do more with this little I'm giving you. I want to test your ability. And you come back and such a person has been dormant with what you give to that person. Would you be happy? Would you give that person more? Would you? So ask yourself that question and be deliberate about it. What do I have? What am I here to use? Oh, what am I here to use? What am I here to use? What is still locked up inside? What is crying for expression? What is crying for liberation? What's the roar, the sound in me that is crying for a shout? Crying for an expression? What ability do I have dormant in me? What can I use it to do? You have to do what you can where you are with what you have. I say this always, and I'm very, very unapologetic about repeating it because repetition creates persuasion. The more I pound it into your listening, pound it into your hearing, the more convinced you become, right? And that's why I will be very, very, very deliberate about repeating these things. These are pivotal aspects of life. If you fail, if you flop at understanding some fundamentals about life, trust me, you're going to regret many things at the end of your life. And that's exactly what I don't want for us. That's exactly what I don't want for us, ladies and gentlemen. Because imagine that at the end of your life, all you have is regret. Regret what could be that wasn't. What I could do that I didn't. The potentials in me that I refused to develop, explore, and deploy. That will be excruciating a level of pain. It will be unbearable, trust me. So you need to find out what you have in you. What do you have? What do you have? What are the potentials locked up inside of you? And here is what I want to, this is the pivotal point of my discourse with you today. When you find out what you have, nobody uses crude in its crude state. It needs to be pruned. It needs to be refined. It needs to be developed. So you find out you can sing. Do not go out there and announce to people in your incompetent singing skill and say, I am a singer. Why are you not patronizing me? I should be rewarded. This is what I'm doing with my life. Nobody's going to reward you. Let me tell you that. Nobody's going to reward you. The world rewards you to the extent, listen to this very importantly, the degree of your reward in the world is directly proportionate to three things. Number one is the value, the importance, the necessity of what you offer, what you do. Number two is your ability, your competence, your proficiency in doing it. Number three is the difficulty of replacing you. So that's why you see many people, some people, few people, let me put it that way, they are so irreplaceable. Late Michael Jackson will hold a concert somewhere, thousands of people will gather. They will leave whatever they are doing. He will hold a concert on a Monday, the whole city will shut down. The business activities will shut down because they know he's irreplaceable. There is nobody who would come into that city and say, I am Michael Jackson, and will command such level of response because he or she is not Michael Jackson. He's irreplaceable. That's why you see some people are different from others. So you can sing, I know, I understand, and I celebrate you for that. You can speak, great, beautiful. You can lead, wonderful. You have great business acumen, great, I believe you totally. But develop yourself, really. Sit down, develop yourself intentionally. It has to be intentional. All things are permissible for you to do. You can do anything you want. Whatever you decide to do today, you can do it. Trust me, you can do it. But not all things are expedient. You can do anything you are allowed, but not everything you do or can do is right for you. So you need to find out what you're supposed to be doing with what you have in you and construct your life in line with that. In line with that. You can't go here. It has to be like this. In line with that. You need to frame your life within that core calling, that core ability. That's why you can't do everything. But then there is something that you can do. So develop yourself. And when you develop yourself, you know you are ready. Some of us have been in the cave. We've been in obscurity. We've talked ourselves out of our greatness. We've talked ourselves, I can't go into the crowd. It's overwhelming. I can't be there. Trust me, that's where your impact lies. That's where your impact lies. Influence amplifies who you are. So if you're stupid and you're an influential person, you are a stupid influential person. So influence is like a tag. You are good. When you become an influential person, you will be a good influential. So you get it. That's the same thing money does. They're not really things on their own. They are amplifiers. They bring out the full version of who you are. Right? That's what they do. Influence and money. Influence and money. So if you know that with what you're doing right now, you want to make impact, you want to be beneficial to the society, to the world, then you can't be in obscurity because there are more people out there who need what you're carrying that are waiting for you. And trust me, life is a relay, which means if you refuse to rise, if you refuse to make your life impactful, you're going to deny other people of picking the baton from you. You're going to delay other people's destinies, other people's lives. You're going to put them on hold. And the danger is, many of them will never become. Because they're supposed to be a reference, a pioneer in front, somebody that they are supposed to follow. This is what he did. That is you. When he got to this place, he realized there is a gutter here. He moved towards this side. The streets here is very confusing. So he took this route. They are patterning and following your life to make sure that they also arrive. If you refuse to run, to do what you're supposed to be doing deliberately, the danger is you're not only going to fail